All right, everyone. Now we turn to a very strange legal case out of Milwaukee with Judge Hannah Dugan, link in the description, archived, of course. ICE and the DEA showed up at the courthouse, intending to arrest an illegal immigrant named Eduardo Flores Ruiz, and she effectively attempted to help him flee from these agents. And the timeline of events, if you go to that link, I'm not going to go through the entire timeline. It reads like something out of a James Bond novel. The judge becomes aware that the agents are there, becomes frustrated with the situation, clearly intends to let him go, it basically catch and release, legally speaking, and then helps him to go through the jury door to try to allow him to escape down the hallway. He manages to get out of the building, but then the agents pursue because they become aware of the fact that, whoops, he's escaping and they're going to detain him. And he literally runs down the block and they have to catch him and then detain him. He's been now charged with obstruction. So the judge Dugan is no longer going to be Judge Dugan. That's an assurance. This will now just be Hannah Dugan, the convict, actually. It's going to be rather interesting. I'm wondering what sort of charge, by the way, she's going to be facing as a result of this. Trying to help a fleeing fugitive because he was illegally in the country for an extended period of time and committed a number of crimes while here. Now, if this had been a case, hear me out. Some of you will find this unpopular. If this was just somebody who was illegally in the country, and they were pulled before a court because of traffic fines or something like that. And this happened, I would say, okay, well, while they should be deported because they're illegally in the country, um, maybe it wouldn't have been necessary to actually have both the DEA and ICE show up. Maybe just put them in jail and then do the deportation shuffle. But in this particular case, the judge was acting in a potentially felonious manner, while this individual committed a number of violent crimes, actually, and was going to face justice. And the judge probably would have been exceptionally lenient in sentencing, given him a fine and then turned him loose, or say it would be literal legal catch and release. It seems like we found one of those liberal activistic judges. If you're going to do this sort of thing, you might want to do it a little bit more low key. Like I have a feeling other liberal activist judges, they're going to plow in tunnels below the courthouse so that they can smuggle people out like an underground railroad sort of situation or something like that. This case is insane. Read through the friggin' article and look at the timeline of events. I mean, this makes absolutely no sense. We've got judges in the country that are refusing to enforce the law, and then we've got other judges in the country that are misinterpreting the law at the moment. The judiciary system has become really the thorn in the side of accountability within government right now, which is interesting. Normally, the judiciary is more solemn. It's like you've got levels of solemnity. The House of Representatives normally is like a frat house, basically people drunk on the house floor and yelling at each other and all sorts of crazy stuff. This is the way that the house has operated, by the way, since inception. There's that whole incident with the fireplace tongs that one time and duels and stuff back in the day. The Senate is a little bit more solemn than that. And then you have the judiciary. Normally, they're the most solemn of all. Normally, it's like, well, this is the letter of the law, and let's carefully consider, this legal framework, consult cases, pre-existing precedent, and so forth, and look at these things and then try to make a determination. It's very slow for a reason. The more chaotic, the faster things move. The House, they get resolutions all the goddamn time, every fucking single day practically. The Senate slows things down, and then the judiciary slows it down even more. This can, by the way, be a problem in some cases because you'll have some standing precedent that's obvious, but the court still has to consider it for months and months at a time. And then it works its way through the court system, circuit court, and maybe federal courts and stuff like that. It gets to the Supreme Court, maybe, and things like that. And then the executive is supposed to be the most solemn, but it kind of depends on the chief executive now, doesn't it? Or the governor, as applicable to state law. But Hannah Dugan, is definitely not going to be a judge any longer after this one. And it's just one of the strangest cases I think that I've ever seen actually in my friggin' life. To have a judge attempt to literally smuggle an illegal immigrant out. And by the way, what about the lawyer in this case, who was, I believe, escorted uh, along with the client? Is this individual going to lose their license to practice law in the state of Wisconsin? And why, by the way, is it always Wisconsin that's so weird lately? Like everything about it. The polling is always off. The political results are always wonky. The judiciary system there is apparently, I mean, it must be something in the cheese, I suppose, that's driving people insane. I've noticed that it's almost always Wisconsin. It's like Wisconsin man is going to replace Florida man. By the way, Vermont man is also in contention at this point. California man always wins, but it's so normal there to be abnormal that nobody even really notices at this point. Florida, Florida man fucks muffler, rapes car, stuff like that. Well, yeah, take that link and look into this case. I've never seen anything like it. I can't even believe that it's friggin' happening. That's about all. Peace out.